Going on to the political part of the podcast, you have Trump will become president for life, according to Rachel Maddow. Now, she claims if he wins 2024, he'll be president for life, based on, well, this is also Rachel Maddow, so it can be presumed there's no logic or thoughts, but let's play a quick little clip of her, and perhaps another time of you're glad you're not seeing this because, but also if you do know good software we have video and video seamlessly, let me know. I've tried a couple, but the camera resolution is too high for a couple of them I tried, and I had errors with others. So I'm still, again, more feedback, so I always appreciate it. We make the show better and better together. Let me know in the comments if there's something for they could use in production for moving things around and playing a video in real time. Now, this is Rachel Maddow on her show on MSNBC.
This morning, heading into what we knew would be two big important court hearings on these Trump cases today in federal court in Georgia and federal court in D.C., reporter Alan Foyer wrote a scene-setting piece about those two court hearings today for the New York Times, for the morning paper this morning, sort of reminding us all where this may be heading. He said towards the end of his article this morning, quote, "The timetables for Mr. Trump's 4 trials have taken on outsized importance. That's not only because there are so many of them, but also because they're unfolding against Trump's crowded calendar as the candidate leading the field for the Republican Party's 2024 presidential nomination. As a further complication, Trump has made no secret in private conversations with his aides of his desire to solve his jumble of legal problems by winning the election. Quote, if either of the 2 federal trials he's confronting is delayed until after the election and Trump prevails in that election, he could seek to pardon himself after taking office, or he could have his attorney general simply dismiss the matters altogether." And I know that, learning that Trump has been saying that privately to his staffers is not shocking news per se, right? We've known that was probably what he was planning, probably what he was thinking. But per the New York Times, it does seem sort of significant that that's what he's now telling people. That's what he's telling people he's going to do.
This video, the eyes nearly burn.
He will solve his jumble of legal problems by winning the election. And, whatever you think about that, that's how he's thinking about that. And what does that say about the election for all of the rest of us, right? It means in his own
If you squint, she kind of looks just like John Oliver.
mind and those of his campaign and his supporters, presumably, these are the stakes. And again, whatever you think about that as a legal strategy for Trump, that is how he is thinking about the election. And that is how he is going to be talking to his supporters and his aides and his campaign about the stakes of the election. The election means one of 2 things, if this is the way he's going to approach it. Either he loses the election and he goes to prison, or he wins the election, he doesn't go to prison, and is that for life that he gets to be president? Will we keep having more elections?
Has Trump ever hinted that he wants to be president for life? Now, Obama has said that actually in the past, but of course she's never going to critique him because he's left. He's above any critique or any examination. He actually said he would love to do a 3rd term if he could sit back in his sweatpants and kind of just do it from behind the scenes, which we could presume that's what's going on right now.
Or no?
So this is all because, presumably this is all, I know her brain is probably decaying, but is this just all in her head? Is this what she's thinking?
If every election is a new opportunity for him to go to prison, do you think he allows us to have new elections? If those are the stakes, if winning the election is his plan to stay out of prison, what happens in that election if and when he does not win it? Does that kind of an election end with a graceful concession to a...
Well, he would just presumably step down like he did last time?
Fair and square re-elected President Biden? If Trump and his supporters see the stakes as losing and going to prison or winning and being president, and probably president for life,
what evidence do you have? I forgot. This is also MSNBC.
Should we expect that he and the Republican Party and Republican officials in swing states are going to handle the conduct of that election that Trump may very well lose?
Small ADHD thing here. I've never seen someone so lazy when it comes to their appearance. So she's wearing a black suit and a black shirt? No earrings, no necklace, no rings, no watch. No makeup? Did she, like, where's the professionalism? Even I've got some, I got my watch and tool. Like, I normally say suit up, but for her, no. Dear God, no. Is she just secretly doing this in her living room?
And because
like, like, no accessories at all. And of course, it's no contest. We both have short hair. Mine is definitely better.
Are prone to forget. We have to say out loud, that we would be remiss, we would be willfully naive to ask that question.
She is naive. She did admit it there. She is naive. I'll give her that.
As if our politics exists in a vacuum, somewhere outside the rest of our news. As if the politics pages are totally different than the crime pages, right? As if...
Doesn't he have a necklace on?
We are not in a moment where far-right politics is coincident with far-right violence, with regular shows of force from paramilitary extreme right groups and...
What? Where? She's talking about the Summer of Love? That was not far right.
With acts of violence by people who are explicitly and admittedly motivated by far-right eliminationist political ideas.
Oh, she must be talking about the people who want to censor the people on the left. Oh, wait. When it comes to censorship, that's not the right side. They don't control all the social media companies and all the news outlets. So no, that can't be it.
We are prone to forget, but we do not have to forget.
Is she gonna cry again?
So what should we know? What can we know?
She knows
about what happens in far-right politics when it appears to be in nexus.
That's the most cliche thing. Everything is far right. Have you ever noticed that? Every Republican is far right, extremist. Everyone. If you disagree one iota, you're far right. Even people in the middle are called far right these days. It's ridiculous.
With far right violence.
That's her favorite word.
That right now is just pinging off the charts.
But where is this? What? Now, interestingly enough, I'd say about 60% of the comments are in her favor. But it's also interesting to know the sample size. It's the YouTube channel of MSNBC. And also, yet another reason I always tell people, look at the opposition. Look at every side of the news sources. Even if it's a Facebook group for one presidential candidate versus the other, because it is interesting and fascinating to see how different people have different views of the same situation. There are people who legitimately think this is the best economy ever. They don't feel inflation. They don't notice their groceries are exponentially more expensive now than they were in 2016. They don't know. It's fascinating to see the same situation, but two entirely different perspectives. So I always tell people, absolutely check out as many resources as you can when you're researching topics. And it'll be interesting to see how crazy the media becomes. Because again, has Trump ever professed that? Obama did. No one gave him a critique at all. I think Ben Shapiro said one thing. So there's one person who critiqued it. And Ben Shapiro is part of the Daily Wire. He owns the Daily Wire, co-owns the Daily Wire. And they're a conservative media company. None of the media companies in the middle or the right or on the left ever dared to critique him. So it'll be interesting to see, but I always say, time shall tell. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, it's a crazy goal. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September. Greatly appreciate you taking the time to click that button. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment. The feedback is greatly appreciated, especially if it's critical, as we try to make the show better and better. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.